One of my favorite things about old books is the way that you can look down through the telescope of time and sort of get a picture of a snapshot of a particular time and place, that sort of thing. Today, I think what we're going to do is look at the snapshot of the American lady, the American woman, as she was during the Victorian time period. The first little book we have here is indeed a book entitled The American Lady, written not by a lady, but rather by a New England educator who was also an attorney, who had strong feelings about the way that a woman should act and what she should present to the world. He was particularly taken by the fact that we Americans looked at one another more egalitarian and with much more freedom. He was particularly pleased with the fact that a woman from the high society end of town could and would speak with most anybody on the street. And he encourages other young women, not necessarily to talk to everybody on the street, but to make them, to avail themselves of one another. In this book, I love the particular title of it. It is A Lady's Fancy Work, or Hints and Helps to Home Taste and Recreations. And it is a book that is not only for interior decoration, but also how to look and act when you're at home, which is also the subject matter of our homes and their adornments. And this is also an etiquette book, as is this one here, Our Deportment. And our deportment actually goes into much more than strict manners, conduct, and dress, but also the forms for letters and invitations, and also valuable suggestions on home culture and training. Similarly, a well-known family, the Beecher family, two of the sisters, Catherine Beecher and her better-known sister, Harriet Beecher Stowe, wrote a book entitled The American Woman's Home, or Principles of Domestic Science, being a guide to the formation, maintenance, and economical, healthful, beautiful, and Christian homes. Their idea of the perfect woman was, of course, based on Christian principles. Actually, they had, I believe it was 7 brothers, all of whom became preachers in the New England area, as was their father. That leads us to a similar sort of thing. We call these gift books. And they were books that were produced primarily to be a gift from a woman to a woman. They always have great titles. This one is Rubies. We have another little one up here that's entitled The Firefly, and yet another one that is Friendship's Jewel. They all have similar titles. They always have elaborate bindings, and in fact that's part of the important aspect of them. They were able to give rise to the American bindery industry, as well as, because they were nicely illustrated, usually they have dozens of illustrations inside, and for the first time American artists could actually support themselves. Many of the contributions in these are by women, and so we give rise to the American woman author. A little later on, the gift book evolved into a late 19th century book like this with all of the very elaborate gilt stamping, or the nicely illustrated books, Friendship's Greetings in this case, is early 20th century. And also, looks like this one, Home Sweet Home, which was authored by an American author and theater critic, Payne, and he is best known for this book, however, this song actually, Be It Ever So Humble, There's No Place Like Home, and it comes from that. This particular edition is interesting because it is illustrated by a Miss L.B. Humphrey, who is better known as Maud Humphrey and is best known as the mother of Humphrey Bogart. So all of these things allow us to have a little snapshot of a late Victorian American woman and her world.